Ooh. It's all gonna go wrong. Hello and welcome to Critical Questions, the antidote to lockdown boredom. With the help of my panel, I have trawled the internet for the best, the worst, the ridiculous, and all the dumb questions I could find. Oh, and then I screw up my panel. With any luck, we will not be able to answer any of them. So, we should start at the beginning. And I can't click on the questions. Question 1. If you had to give one up, would it be brushing your teeth or wiping your bum? And why?
Buzz, I know, me.
Go on, Spooky.
It'd be brushing my teeth because I don't do that already.
Famously British.
Not much to give up.
Let's be honest. There's never any joy in brushing your teeth. You just do it.
And probably also
and I'm always angry when I brush my teeth. So I'd happily give that up.
You're happy to give that up.
There can't be joy in wiping one's bum.
There can be. So does nobody want to go for the giving up wiping your bum?
To be honest, I probably would give up wiping my bum because I have a shower. So I could just wash it.
That seems somewhat cheating. I mean, an awful lot of people might have to make this decision not to distant future.
Yeah, what if you have a bidet?
Yes. And couldn't you just can't you just train your dog up for either of those options?
You mean just put some peanut butter on either end and see what happens?
Well, that's what I know.
We're taking wrong turns already.
So I think what we've decided is that the question should have been, if you had to have your dog do one of those two tasks with its tongue, which would you prefer? And that question shall not be answered.
No, I think everyone was avoiding
hell
answering that question. So have we conclusively said that most people would give up brushing their teeth? Or did we go the other way if we assume that we can wash?
I think most people would give up brushing their teeth, yeah.
Right, if you couldn't if you
What about
couldn't
putting
wash, maybe brushing teeth.
What about putting your teeth in your bum?
Oh.
Do you have false
That's a thing
teeth?
of nightmares.
No.
That reminds me of the joke about, it's a mighty nice smile you have there. It's too bad that God ruined a perfectly good asshole by putting teeth in it.
I've seen that meme.
Are we talking about Trump again?
Yep.
Must be.
Right. We get the hang of this. Question 2 is: do you think it'd be good if the police were required to have video footage of everything they did?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Everything?
I mean, they gotta poop and pee. And I don't know,
All right, everything they did whilst on duty.
well, that's not a silly question. That's the serious question, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
some of them are serious.
Yeah, of course. Record them.
Yeah, I mean, that basically is going to be the case in the UK very soon. Most police forces in the UK have body cams, and pretty soon it is going to be obligatory for the police force to have a body cam. If you're going to have a police force, if you have to have a police force, it's a good way of protecting both them and the public, to be fair, because then there is a video recording of everything that happens, you know what I mean? And there is no dispute. Like, there it is.
Do you think they will find a way around it?
Oh yes, they do already, don't they? Oh, I forgot to turn it on. Oh, I left it in the car. Oh, it's broken. Oh, I've smashed it against the wall. You know.
Well, the thing
Drawing
is, though,
tiny
yes,
little pictures and putting them in front of the lens.
potentially, yes, they could find a way around it. However, that's as good for the goose as it is for the gander, because your lawyer would then be able to argue that if they don't have the evidence there on the cam, then you cannot bring a prosecution because there is no available evidence. That's their fuck up, and therefore you would go free. So,
Do you think it will finally bring an end to the idea that a witness statement from the police is meaningful without the footage, if there's no footage?
The way it's handled here, a statement by a policeman is worth way more than by a civilian.
Yes.
I don't think that's not going to change.
You don't think that'll change when it would always be against the fact that they didn't have a camera on?
Some good can come of it. That's why I'm for it. I don't think it's a panacea. It's not going to solve every problem we have with police violence, brutality, or misconduct.
No, absolutely not.
All right.
Absolutely not.
The question is, if you have this footage, who gets access to it? Because I do not want live streaming cams on every policeman, so you can just hop into it on YouTube and see what they're up to.
Yeah,
that's not proper.
I definitely think there's...
And they shouldn't be selling it to TV companies for cheap footage.
They should not do that. That's what we just said.
Did we?
Well, access to the film or the footage is also a concern.
Yes,
Because
very much so.
Yeah, once they have the footage, it's in their possession, right? So what they do with it is up to them, and a lot of times you can't get the footage, and they say, oh, this happened to it, oh, it's gone, we can't find it, blah blah blah,
Right, but that's what I'm saying is that if it is correctly written into the law, the legal requirements and stuff, as I say, if they were then to say they wanted to bring a prosecution, and you say okay, then the video evidence is required. If they turn around and say we don't have that video evidence, then your lawyer would be able to argue if you don't have that evidence, then there is no prosecution to bring. They could argue a miscarriage of justice.
Right.
Okay, slightly modified the question from Doorknob Head.
No, why?
No.
There's just too much talk going on behind the scenes, and that's not. No one wants to see how the sausage is made.
But does there need to be so much talks behind the scenes? Could we? Are we not as a species now moved on enough that we could not do these things out in the open?
Well, out of the 6 people here in the stream, 5 are not showing their faces.
I don't have a camera.
I
So
don't have
I
a
only-
camera.
yeah.
4 are
How do you know that
cowards.
isn't
1
my
is
face?
technologically inhibited, and only you're showing your face.
How do you know I'm not a raven with a dog head?
Yes. How do
You
you
want
know
to
I'm
go all
not a
street
rainbow made of
epistemology on
balls?
me?
Hey, at least my actual face is on my avatar there.
Well, and you're also seeing me. That's me.
That's you.
Yes, that's me.
So we can work out the eyes.
Could if you had the resolution. They're blue.
I am also technologically inhibited, so
Well, my feathers are black, and so is my fur.
And your dog's head?
Yeah, my fur is black too.
Is there a name for a part bird, part dog?
That was going to be one of my questions if we got to asking our own questions.
Who said bird dog? I think that was the answer.
Bird dog. I mean, another point.
A Tweety Pug.
Nice.
dog.
Also, how do you know I'm not a multicolored rainbow made of balls?
I'm pretty sure you are.
Can you repeat that question?
How do you know I'm not a multicolored rainbow made of balls?
Oh, my mistake. I thought you were a rainbow, a single ball made of rainbows.
No.
Right.
You don't have the resolution.
Don't have the resolution. Question 3, which I have just screwed up. If you were suddenly arrested and your face is plastered all over TV, what would your family assume you'd done wrong?
Is that plastered in the British sense of putting a bandage?
Some tax thing, probably.
Some tax thing.
Yeah.
Mistaken identity.
No, you can't get away with mistaken identity.
Yes, I can.
Well, I know if I was arrested, my family would probably think I had committed some transgression against the Lord. And the cops found out, and they came and got me.
So you think the cops are enforcing Christian law?
Right.
Right.
Lucy said she'd be up for murder.
Yeah,
Go on, Bill.
audience.
What have you done?
My parents would probably assume drugs or terrorism. That would probably be that they would assume drugs or terrorism.
Actually, my parents would probably think that it's for the same reason as the other 3 times.
What were the other 3 times?
I'm sorry. that's all you're getting.
The only time I ever got arrested was for stealing cherries.
Was that recently?
No, that was 34
Were they
years
on a
ago,
tree
35,
or
something like
little
that.
girls?
Oh.
What would yours be, Softcore?
I actually missed the end of the question because I was trying too hard to make a pun on bandage or plaster, whatever.
If you were arrested and your face was plastered all over TV,
Was bandaged all over TV.
Yeah.
Right? Got that much.
got that much. What would your family assume that you'd done?
Probably attempted assassination or something.
Attempted assassination. Holy shit.
15 years or so ago, it would have been some drunken disorderly conduct.
That's the answer I expected from most people.
Can you be arrested for being too nice?
You can certainly be
You
arrested for undue hesitancy when driving.
Oh, I know what it would be. I know. Furiously pedaling.
Speeding
No,
while in
that-
charge of a
Oh,
bike.
what?
Yes, that's an arrestable offence, apparently. Furiously pedaling.
I always hear
Suspicion
that
of mischief is apparently an arrestable offense.
Most of your jokes are arrestable offences.
I always think of that
Sure.
music. You know the music from when the Wizard of Oz, when the witch is riding her bicycle.
Yeah.
No.
Nope,
You mean the
never.
music that goes through my head every time that you come into a chat?
Okay.
I remember that scene. It's the black and white at the very start. She's furiously pedaling. She should have
Yeah,
been
It's not
arrested.
black and
She
white.
should have
It's
been arrested.
sepia, damn it.
Oh God.
Sepia.
Sepia. You're right. You're right. I'm wrong.
And it'll serve you well to remember.
Right. Question 4. If you had a one-way trip with no return possible, time machine,
Oh.
would you go? And where would you go? And why?
I
Funny or
wouldn't go.
serious?
Either.
Either. Go back 10 years, tell my mom what cancer she's gonna get.
Oh, that's nice.
Good one.
There you go, brownie points.
While I think of where I'd go, I'll tell you I'd get the fuck out of 2020.
Yeah, I'd go somewhere before the coronavirus.
How would that help you? Go
Uh,
after the
well,
coronavirus.
Oh, after the it's better, even better. Yes, yes. or before, and really stock up on the toilet paper.
I think I may have to intervene with the 9/11 tragedy to try and stop it from happening.
But do you think you could?
I don't think
Well,
I could. I would try.
I think you could.
There's a really good college humor video on the subject about, gee, I wish I could go back to the 90s. And he gets his wish, and he's sitting in his room. He's like, wow, I can play Pogs and play the Nintendo. And then another guy from the future shows up, and he's like, well, now you know what you have to do. You have to stop 9/11. It's like, I don't want to do that. It's like, okay, well, then you'll have the deaths of like 3,000 Americans on your hands. Like, no, well, you're the only one who knows about it, so it's up to you. There's the scene at the end of him getting arrested where he's like, so why is it that you attempted to hijack an airplane after randomly killing somebody here and whatever? He's like, I just wanted to play Nintendo.
No, I certainly watched a few things that say that there was basically nothing an individual could do with the foreknowledge that could make anybody take you seriously.
If you had infinite foreknowledge, then I'm sure you could have done something. Even if it meant tracking down all the people and killing them, it doesn't mean something else wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, but you don't know who they are. Sorry, go on.
That's why.
No, I'm not quite sure who's talking now. Okay. The thing is, if we're talking about something like 9/11, and you let's say you go back a week before the event, and you have the knowledge you have of what's going to happen, all you have to do is call a few embassies, say the name Mohammed Atta and 4 planes on the East Coast and the date, and they will check that out. Just do it from phone booth and then run. That would work.
Well, I did wonder as to whether or not you try.
I'm not so sure it would.
See, I think you might. The best thing you might be to do. That's it. Try and hijack a plane.
Hundreds of people, and then they'll increase the security, and they'll never get through their plot. And you're going to have to essentially pull it off before them.
Or go to where they literally go to where they are and try and directly foil it yourself. Because terrorists aren't stupid. If they'd have noticed, if they'd have actually thought at any point that they were under surveillance and that their plan wasn't going to work, they would have called it off. I think that's the best that you could hope for, is to kind of get them to think that they were under surveillance and that it wasn't worth it, and get them to call it off. You'd probably cost your own life.
It's going right.
So, my answer to that question would actually also be pretty shit. I'd go back to 1966.
Oh, you wouldn't?
I would. I totally would.
Why?
Totally would. Just so that I can actually experience that euphoria, to feel what it's like. Because it's the only way it's ever going to happen.
But does Dog know what we're referring to?
Probably not, no.
No, because I don't think it's as big over there as it is over here.
Well, no, of course not, because they lost.
Well, I thought that came up on QI, isn't it? That there's no rivalry the other way.
Are you talking about Wembley and soccer, football?
Yes.
I'm talking about the World Cup final in '66.
Well, but that was before my time. I don't care.
Yeah, it was before my time too.
I'm missing it out. By the way, all you Brits, you can thank me for Jürgen Klopp. He's a very nice guy, and I had a beer with him before he was famous.
He's great.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's great. Anyway, next question, maybe?
Next question is, and I might adjust the scroll.
Oh, yes, please.
What are the 3 things you could buy at a grocery store that the checkout peep would look weirdly at you?
Oh, you mean like a cucumber, a bag of condoms, and a sack of dog food?
Yeah.
Lube.
Pickles, lubes, and ice cream.
I got nothing. I'm on a first name basis with all those people at the store, at the grocery around the corner, and they know my kinks and I know theirs.
Yeah, fair enough.
So you need a new kink, is what you're saying?
Problem solved.
Go for it.
Bill?
I've broken in all the local tradespeople. They wouldn't bat an eyelid.
I'm not quite sure how to take that.
So they wouldn't put anything past you, huh?
No, they wouldn't. I can put anything past them.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I'm also not so sure that anyone at my local store would think anything that I did was weird. They think I'm weird enough as it is.
Right, Junk Shop says, add duct tape to any shopping list and everything automatically becomes weird.
That's true.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Although I definitely think a 48 pack of condoms and duct tape goes a long way.
Ooh.
That'll
What
solve
about-
like half of your household repairs, though.
What about a saw, a bag of refuse bags, and some cleaning up stuff?
Bleach.
Do you clean
Shop has
much?
saws.
I'm just, well, yeah, of course.
Or at the dollar store.
Don't forget rubber gloves.
Well, first you'd have to time travel to when cleaning supplies were still available.
Right, so you'd need to get that other question back so we could utilize that time travel thing.
You could go back and experience the Spanish flu.
Oh, nice.
Right, let's quip on to question 6. Right, if you could kill someone by simply thinking them dead and they would die of natural causes,
Done.
would you use this power?
Yeah.
I've already tried.
You've already tried.
Totally tried.
but without the expectation, if you knew it would actually kill them.
Sure.
Well, you're still alive, aren't you, Dave?
It depends on if I have any control over the time frame.
I would be afraid.
Why? That you'd accidentally think someone dead?
Somebody would piss
Yeah.
you off, and they'd be like the bus driver. You'd be like, "Ah, he was an asshole."
You know, all I need is a few beers and everybody's dead. You know?
Wait. The question was kill someone, so you got this is a one-time thing. So as soon as you get it, you just think about Trump and you're done.
That wasn't stipulated.
No, it meant it implied anybody. So you had you could do it multiple times.
Multiple times.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
if
that's really-
if Gio wanted to get to the bar and there was 30 people in front of him, he could go, and everyone would fall to the ground.
Well, you did say natural causes, so
Yeah.
it may take a while. It might be that the 30 people in front of him go home and suffer with cancer for 10 years.
It's a mass heart attack.
Gio just stands there pissed off and not drunk. Not drunk enough to be as angry as he is.
If they died immediately and I knew it, it would frighten me more. But if it was like something that just happened as a natural process, I maybe wouldn't be noticed as much. But like if I was there in a room with the person I wanted dead, I don't think I could do that. You know?
The terrifying idea of this thing would be if you came home really pissed off and took a look in the mirror. God, I wish you were dead. Ah, fuck.
And also, there's been many times that I've thought about somebody being dead, but I don't know. I've always kind of regretted it afterwards, even though they haven't died. So I don't know. I think the guilt would just.
So how many times before you controlled your thoughts a bit more?
It's not an experiment I'm willing to take on. I mean, I don't. No, I don't want that superpower. Thank you.
I'm amused by how many people in the chat would use it. An idiot.
I'm pretty sure we'd all make the world a much better place.
We'd certainly make it.
once you get the power, you would really think about who has to go now. Okay, which is
Yeah,
gonna
but
suck.
how many
Just
people
snap your fingers and
die
go Trump.
before you?
But after you've done a few dozen people in, you've really cleaned up the place a bit. It's a scary thing. You got to somehow turn it off. You got to really enable and disable it.
After the first 1,000, maybe you get bored.
Sort of bored, yeah.
But
And
like I
also,
was
can you
saying,
imagine if like you had some sort of out of control nightmare dream thing where you're just like randomly thinking people to death while you're asleep? Like, oh my god, no!
You see-
What did I do?
I'm wondering now whether it'd be better if people knew that you could do it.
wow,
Yeah.
no.
Because no one could get to you, because you'd think them dead before.
Yeah, but if it's happening naturally, then like
Yeah, but naturally as a heart attack, it's natural causes, but there's no impact on your part. Or a
So-
brain hemorrhage, stroke.
would it be an immediate death?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So they're not going to be suffering like what Thor said about like.
No,
the
I don't
cancer
think so.
potential.
I think it's going to be relatively immediate.
Yeah, so I don't know. I would have to think twice about that.
Do you have to know the person, or do you have to know of the person?
You have to know of the person. You have to be able to
Okay.
identify them as a person.
So Bill, for example, hiding behind his flags, he's safe.
From you.
From me. For now.
Now, yeah.
I've seen Bill's face. He isn't safe from me.
Exactly. Well, that was my implication.
Many people have seen my face. It's not like I really hide it.
So if this is not an immediate effect thing, is this a power that we all have? Because I'm pretty sure everybody I've ever thought of is going to die.
That's a very good point. But they're not dying directly because of you.
Prove it. Bum, bum, bum.
All right,
guess
next
you
question. Come on.
Next question.
Next question.
I think I might have
Okay.
written this one wrong. I'll get shouted at. Right. Would you like the horse the size of a cat, or a cat the size of a mouse?
Cat the size of a mouse sounds adorable.
Yeah, I think so too.
It is
Yeah,
adorable.
that would be super cute.
But have you not
I don't
seen
know, have
how
you
small
seen
ponies are?
Well, they've got those miniature horses that they use as like seeing eye horses. Those things are adorable. They're like the size of a Labrador.
Actually, funnily enough, did anyone see what's his name?
Any of that?
Go check it out at some point later on when this finishes, dude. But yeah, small horses are super cute.
Oh yeah.
So, but is everyone still sold on kitties? On tiny
I think I'm
kitties?
still sold on a mouse-sized kitten.
Oh, yeah.
A mouse-sized cat.
Definitely.
Yeah, because
Panel
then if it
agrees.
claws you, you can just step on the thing.
You accidentally kill it.
Also, you could have those mouse cat fights. Wow.
Yeah, that would be cool, wouldn't it? Like an
Mouse.
actual fight between a mouse and a mouse-sized cat. That would be badass.
I think the cat had run away.
Quite possibly.
So who do you
don't know
think would
that.
win that fight?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I think the cat.
I think the cat's still got claws.
How many mouse-sized cats would it take to kill a lion?
Oh, bloody hell.
Wow.
That depends whether or not they let them tie it down to a stone table.
Would you rather fight a horse-sized cat or 10 cat-sized horses?
Well, a horse-sized cat is a lion.
Yeah.
No, lions are much smaller than horses.
Only a couple of
Yeah,
only
I was gonna
half.
say, a horse-sized
Well.
cat is a very scary prospect. A very scary prospect.
Hell yeah.
But I still think the 10 would be worse.
No, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I've like.
Horses
Have you
don't
ever
have
had?
claws.
Have you ever actually had an encounter with a large cat? I mean, like outside of a sort of controlled environment. Have you ever had that experience?
Strangely, no.
Yeah,
Okay,
I have.
so the primal fear that runs through your body when you see a cat-like animal that's even the size of a dog is scary enough. When you get to the size of a horse, mate, no way, not a chance would I mess with that. No way. Scary, scary, scary.
A lion's paw is like the size of your face, bigger.
Yeah.
Got a German Shepherd with a paw as big as my hand.
Oh, see that? And that's just a dog.
No, it's a big dog. Right. Where are we up to? Another. Right. If you were engaged to someone and they were in a car crash and they became a paraplegic, would you be evil and back out of the marriage?
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe I'd just push their wheelchair and have them back out.
Gio?
I don't know how to answer that.
Now, that's a good answer.
Maybe use that power we had 3 questions ago.
Oh!
To be fair,
Which
that
one?
might
Did time
actually
travel
be a
before
mercy.
their
That might be a
accident, or
mercy,
to
you know.
think them dead?
That might be a mercy. But no, my answer to that is no. If I loved somebody enough to marry them.
Well, this is the thing where I'm at. I don't think I could. I don't think I could back out. I don't think I could kill them in that situation.
I could if they wanted to. Like no,
I could if they wanted me to.
If I loved somebody enough to marry them, and that happened, and they wanted me to, then yes, I could. It would be hard, but I would do it without.
This is one of the questions I took off my list as to whether or not you would kill someone who was in a lot of pain, not that far away from the end of their life. Would you kill them?
Yes.
So, yeah, I would too.
That's a straight up yes.
Yeah, sure.
I'm a libertarian anarchist, dude. The right to end your own life is a right.
Yes.
It should be a universal right.
I completely agree.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Questions I signed up for.
So you wouldn't grab the pillow and kill your lover if they asked?
No, it's against the law.
They're in so much pain, though.
Well, then
It shouldn't
doctors
be
on
against the
there.
law. It shouldn't be against the law.
Maybe smothering them with the pillow might still be against the law. Having access to a way to kill them painlessly, that should be illegal.
I know what I'd do. I'd invite that Michael Wood chap round.
Michael Wood?
Oh yeah, the psychopath.
Yeah.
Psychopath apologist.
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
it. He did his dad it with a hammer.
Yeah, just leave a
Yeah, but you
hammer
wouldn't
on
do
your
that now if you did it this.
How is that different to doing it yourself?
Because I wouldn't be doing it.
But you'd be arranging it. You made the decision to make it happen.
No, it
Well,
was just
now you've put
casual.
out a hit on your
Yes!
fiance.
It's a casual dinner
Wife.
party that happens, you know.
This isn't
Hammers.
Clue. This isn't an Agatha Christie novel.
It is in my head.
It'd be more interesting if it was.
Oh, wrong button. Oh, I broke everything. What did I do?
Oh my god.
What happened then?
Question is, if you became paraplegic, would you expect your partner to stay with you?
No. I would end it.
That's
The marriage or your life?
I'd end the relationship. And I have ended relationships for that reason.
okay.
Not because I'm a paraplegic, but because I did not consider myself capable of providing a life that someone would want.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So I'm
And
just seeing
honourable.
that. Side note: the YouTube stream is fine, but the Streamlabs is going all funky on me.
Yeah, there's like a lightning storm in StreamYard.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's
Same
doing
here.
that. It's
I
being
think
weird.
it's fine. Yeah, well, I'm watching it, so it's fine. But the YouTube thing
Yeah,
is fine.
it's not. The OBS is fine.
It's blinking like mad.
Ignore it if you can.
Yeah.
Trying to.
I would, but
Can't. It's about to give
Right
me
there.
a seizure.
exactly. I'm not seizure.
What I can do, probably, wait there, is that.
Oh, it's infinitely better.
Is that better?
Much nicer. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Yes. Much better.
I like that no one else has any clue what you're talking about.
I
Right.
think the chroma key was given the problem.
You think?
Maybe, I don't know.
Because it was working earlier. Nothing's changed on that.
Oh. I don't know. But that worked.
Now we're all hiding our faces.
Yeah, well, I'm just planning on killing everybody. It seems to be the answer to every question.
Apart, no, well, you see, they're still seeing me on the camera. Or about 70% of me. Or about 70% of my head. Right, sorry, question 9. Which I can't remember who asked, and I don't have a clue what the answer is. Why do they call it chili if it's hot?
I don't call it chili because it's hot. Because it's not hot for me. It's scharf. I speak German. It translates not to heiß. It's sharp. It's what
Sharp,
we call hot
yeah.
food. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's correct.
Extra sharp mustard.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
Well, there you go.
That was too easy to answer.
Doesn't it have chilies in it?
Does it have chilies in it?
It should have chili in it.
Yeah,
So
that's
on
what
a somewhat related note, the reason that we have so many things, at least in English, that are called pepper is because when they sent oh no, I can't think of which explorer it was. One of the Spanish ones, I believe, was sent to the Americas by the king in order to find pepper, black pepper, and got to the Central South America area and couldn't find black pepper, so he just started basically calling everything that he did find pepper, which is why we have chili peppers and such, even though
Dr. Pepper.
they're complete. Yeah, he discovered Dr.
He
Pepper
discovered Dr.
on a
Pepper.
tree down there, started bottling it.
Ruse.
Yeah. I thought I'd slip it in there. See if I can get away with it.
just making sure we're all paying attention.
South American kangaroos.
South America.
Well, there are marsupials in South America.
I'm not good with geography.
Marsupial, that's like pouch animal.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it translates to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, why does it keep reconnecting? Question number 10. Oh, well, okay, I should have read that first. Would you be willing to murder a random innocent child
Yes. What?
to end hunger in the world?
Sure.
And would it change your decision if the child was yours?
Nope.
Wow.
Nope.
So everyone would kill the kid.
No. I wouldn't be killing. I'm not killing anybody in any of these fucking questions.
So you've got no problem with thousands of people dying every year of hunger?
Every day.
Every day.
Of course I have.
And you could end all of
Before You
that.
haven't done anything about
You
it.
could end all of that with one little rope around the neck.
I could, but I'm not going to.
Ah, man of
You're a
morals.
sensitive prick.
Mm.
The question is so theoretical that it's easy to say yes or no.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And wasn't that basically the premise of one of the Torchwood miniseries?
It was, and it was his kid.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Could you not?
No, no way.
Well, I mean,
It's not asking if
basically
you
the
couldn't do it.
Twilight
It's
Zone.
asking if you'd be willing to.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't. I wouldn't be willing to do that.
Okay.
Would you be willing if you didn't have to do it? If you just had to pick?
No, still. No,
Interesting.
I would rather kill myself.
Well, I'd have to say, if the option was kill myself, I'd definitely go for it.
That's an easy
Oh yeah, me
one.
too. I think everybody would though.
No,
Most
I'd
people
jump off the nearest cliff.
Yeah, if the option was kill Dave, then yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I'd take a day trip to the Grand Canyon and jump right in.
But according to the parameters of the question, you'd have to kill Dave as a child.
Yes. I was very adorable. I wasn't. I was obnoxious.
I was a pretty
Which
ugly
just means
baby.
that he couldn't fight back as easily. You could just set him up with that cat-sized horse.
Gibbler says
Cat-sized cat.
Gibbler says that his kids aren't fat enough to feed more than 5 people.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I mean, I fail to see how killing a kid would actually end world hunger.
Well, magic,
Here's an
of
interesting
course.
one though. Let's say given that God was real and heaven and hell are a thing, would that change your opinion?
Ooh.
God as a kid.
Because you can kill a kid, you can end world hunger, the kid would go to heaven, but you would damn your own soul to hell. But it's a self-sacrifice, right? Would that change your opinion?
If you knew for a
I think
fact
I'd
there was
probably
heaven.
do that. Yeah, if you knew for a fact that absolutely there was heaven and hell, you can end world hunger by killing a kid. It's going to send that kid to heaven, but you're going to damn your own soul to hell. Would you do it?
I think if Christianity or whatever that thing that they call heaven and hell was real, I think I would leave it up to the man in charge to do the killing.
Yeah. And
Well,
again,
they're gonna
how
follow
can you
me.
take heaven away from the thousands of people that are dying every day?
I mean, yeah, I suppose there's that too. But they're going to get there. They're going to get there in the end anyway.
Yeah, seeing as I
It
wasn't
might be
going to kill
nice.
the kid
It might be
in the
nice
first
if
place.
they didn't
The
have to
addition-
starve along the way.
The addition of heaven and hell isn't going to, add anything to it.
No, I think. Well, I think it does superficially, but as soon as you add any depth to it, it doesn't.
I wouldn't be able to kill my child.
No, I can't think. I can't. I don't think I'd be able to kill my child if she was a monster.
Yeah, same here.
The only reason I can say I would is because I don't have kids.
Mm.
That makes
Well,
it
I don't have
easier.
kids either, but I kind of think I'm putting it in like if I had pets that I wouldn't want to see get hurt. I guess that's the closest thing I have ever had to a child would be a pet. And I had a bulldog whose name was Ragu, and I loved that dog. And I could never do anything to harm that animal.
Mm.
So,
Not a fun question.
No,
No.
I've got one that's next, and it's not that fun either.
Oh my god.
It might be. It's the
Well,
premise.
we're
isn't.
here to have fun during the quarantine.
Some of them. No, to relieve boredom.
Well, I stand corrected.
Right, your house is on fire. You've saved all the people and the pets. You can safely retrieve one item. What would you retrieve?
Just make sure I go back and delete my browser history.
Well, you could just leave your computer.
yeah, I'd grab my PC.
Your PC.
Yeah, I was thinking PC.
Yeah,
Same
grab,
here. Same
I'd
here.
grab that thing up, boy.
What does that say about us? Or is that, do you think that's because that's where the photos are now?
Mine wouldn't be PC. No,
What would you go
no
for?
way. My vinyl collection.
I thought you had a decent vinyl collection.
I have got an amazing vinyl collection.
Yeah, but you can only
Worth
pick. You can only take
thousands.
one of
There's
them.
No way I would.
You can only take
I
one.
only take one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. There is one record I would take. Definitely. If I could only take one piece of my vinyl collection, yeah, definitely. I've got a single piece of vinyl that's worth like nearly 500 quid. Of course it would go with me. Damn right.
Junk Shop would take all of his writing. They're on flash drives. But you can only pick one flash drive. Which one?
Oh,
My
The one
nice-
that's got my music collection in it that isn't on vinyl.
Do photos not mean anything to anyone anymore?
Mine are
Photos.
all on the cloud.
On the cloud.
I don't really have enough photos that I actually give a shit about that much, to be honest.
Come on, you'd have to save your meme collection.
Yeah, but my meme collection is on my phone, and my phone never leaves my body.
all right.
So it's part of me. It never leaves my body, so I wouldn't have to go back in the house to get my phone because my phone would be on my body at all times anyway.
What if you had to set your phone down in order to carry your NAN out? Then would that be the one thing that you went back for?
I still think I might leave my phone there and just go for the vinyl, you know.
But the memes.
I know.
Yeah, but you can recreate the memes. You can't repress a vinyl record. You can't do that.
No, you can't. You can't.
Aren't any of them original?
My vinyls, yeah,
As
some
in-
of them are original.
Sorry,
yeah.
not original. Unique was the word I meant to say there.
Yeah. One like the one that I'm thinking of in particular, there are only 75 pressings of, I think.
Wow.
But that's you could get one of them.
Dude, I had to pay hundreds of pounds for it, and it came up once. It literally took me 5 years of searching the internet to find it. It came up once. Like, it's that rare. And not only that, so I don't listen to it much, but every time I do listen to it, all of the memories and good times that are connected to that, amazing.
Right.
I like what Mr. Shadow Kitty is saying in the YouTube chat. My nicest guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I used to play guitar. My hands are all messed up. I have nerve damage.
Yeah, I guess I might go back for an axe. But I don't play guitar.
Yeah, if I ukulele, the neck hasn't come away from the body.
So that's any ukulele that you can pick up at a store.
Well, in particular, if my ukulele was not broken, I'd have gone with that.
Could it not be repaired?
Yes, it could be, but I've got to get
But it's a
around.
ukulele.
Very much so.
It's a uke with a lally on the end.
Right.
Well, I thought the lily fell off.
Question 12. Would you commit perjury for a close friend?
Absolutely not.
That shit.
Fuck him.
Fuck it.
You gotta explain to me what you mean by perjury.
Lying under oath in court.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Depends.
So potentially.
Depends. Potentially, sure.
Softcore?
Yeah, it depends on the oath that I had to take and what the consequences would be. Were my ruse to be rumbled?
What if it was a close family member?
No way. That's my brother.
No way. I would never lie in court.
Would you not?
I wouldn't.
Would you lie? Would you not lie? Would you implicate yourself?
No.
To protect someone else?
I would plead the fifth before I implicated or put myself in that position.
See, I think I would.
The thing is, just imagine you have a close friend and you're in a jurisdiction where weed is being persecuted draconically.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn right.
Would you lie for your close friend so they don't go to jail for 20 years or something for a bag of weed?
If I knew that I wasn't going to be found out, maybe.
If your chances are good, let's put it that way.
Do I get the bag of weed when we're done?
If he doesn't share it, you can always go back and say you just reconsidered.
Maybe then yes. Maybe then yes.
For something silly. That's where
For a victimless crime, a victimless thing like that, I think I could forego one lie, but I would have to be reassured that I wouldn't be prosecuted.
But you would be if you were caught. Lying.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. If that would be the dilemma, I know that I would have to pay. I would have to suffer the consequences of my actions.
Depends on how good a liar you are.
It's all changed with this draconian state thing, though, hasn't it?
There are so many things that are illegal that I do not think should be illegal. Loads of things that if my friends were in court, I'd fucking lie, cheat, steal. I didn't give a shit. I'd do anything to get my friends out of those situations. If it's someone I care about,
There's so many things that I think shouldn't be illegal, like lying under oath.
That probably should be illegal. But I think defending yourself by any means to some degree. It's not as clear cut as saying yes and no, I don't think.
No.
I mean, don't forget, at the end of the day, every guilty person lies. Well, almost every guilty person lies under oath. If they're trying to fight it anyway.
Yeah, they're put in the position that they need to do that in order to protect themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a difference between being the person who's like going to be arrested or whatever, and being a witness for
yes, I agreed. I mean, the sort of thing we're really talking about is: would you provide an alibi to murder?
There's a difference between lying and not implicating yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
So would you provide an alibi to murder? If I thought that murder was justified, yeah, damn right I would. Damn right I would.
What if they just thought somebody to death?
Like I'm thinking about some specific situations, which I think probably most of us would probably agree with me. Like honestly, if I was to outline it, there are some situations in which pretty much everybody here would go, well, under that circumstance, I might, yeah.
The problem is, I mean, I know there are cases in America because there is something funny in America, isn't there? With that a jury cannot
a lot of funny things in America.
But there's something where you cannot convict even if they're guilty. A jury can decide to not.
There's nullification. There's jury nullification, and that occurs in every country, I believe.
Does it?
Yeah, I believe so.
I only read about it in the States.
Oh well, I've read a little bit about these things. Yes, basically can have all the evidence, and yeah, they're bang to rights guilty, but all the jury members can say no, not guilty, because they disagree with the law as opposed to that particular case of them being guilty. I think, anyway.
Yeah, that's essentially how it works.
Eric is in the chat. Hello, Eric.
Eric who?
Hello.
Hey.
Eric.
Hello.
Eric. What do you mean, Eric?
Hello, Eric.
Now you're being a
Hello,
psyche
Eric.
bastard, aren't you?
Right. I have one final question for today. Well, not for today.
Thank the Lord.
Okay.
I was expecting more. What's the capital of Australia?
What? That's a quiz!
Exactly.
This isn't a quiz! I've got one of them.
Well, it sold to me as a quiz.
We'll do a quiz next time.
Okay. Phew.
Dave will make a wonderful, interesting Multicultural quiz for all of us.
I have quiz
Hopefully
questions.
it's a little bit more sensitive. than this
Something
one.
about Bismarck.
Right. Would you rather have a hand made out of ham or an armpit that dispensed sunscreen?
Armpit.
Armpit, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Why would you have that?
Because I'm bald and the sun is
Yeah.
evil, wants to burn
Yeah,
me.
totally evil. If you have no hair, yeah, I'm with you on that. Horrific.
Yeah, you can dispense sunscreen to everybody.
But you have
No-brainer.
you have an everlasting ham sandwich on your hand. That is your hand that you can eat.
You didn't-
I don't
Yeah,
want
no,
to
but
bite
you
my
eat it and then it
hand.
would be gone.
No, it
didn't
would
call
grow
it
back.
as
And it
such.
would be gone.
It would grow back the next day.
Well, this is more details. We're only just getting.
Yeah, we weren't. given
But you were
these
fine.
details.
You were fine with the everlasting. You were fine
What
with the
flavor is the sunscreen?
you were fine with the everlasting sunscreen coming
That
out of
was
your armpit.
specified in the
Because you
beginning
said
of the
it
question.
dispensed. You said it dispensed
Yes.
sunscreen, so we automatically assumed that you were sweating that shit out.
That's the point of the question.
What was the question again?
As originally posed was, would you rather have a hand made out of ham or an armpit that dispenses sunscreen? In which case, I'm thinking to myself immediately that, after a couple weeks, that hand is going to be all rotten and green and attracting flies, or either that or my dog's going to just, take chunks out of it every time I try and pet him. And I'm just going to be fucked. I mean, at least with the sunscreen, I don't get sunburned, and maybe I can start bottling that stuff.
Catnip, I imagine that when you do this with your arm, sunscreen comes out. That's the best I've got.
I have trouble keeping up with clipping my fingernails. Now, just imagine you have this cancerous growth of rotting ham on your arm. That's not.
You've just got to
That's
slice it
pathetic.
every day to slice it off, and the bit
I'm not
underneath
going
it.
to slice my hand every day just for looks.
You only have to eat it
Also,
once.
Dave, I like how you said do this with your arm, forgetting that no one can actually see what you're doing with your arm.
The people in the chat can. And they want to know what factor is the sunscreen. I have no idea.
And what does it taste like?
Oh, I have no idea what it tastes like.
Is
It
it
tastes like.
scented?
Is it scented?
Gotta
Sure.
be factor 50, isn't it? Got to be factor 50.
Right, so it's factor 50 sun. Why? Oh.
You can
Is it
use
BO
glue.
scented?
Sure, it's scented however you. Well, it's your own musk.
Oh, lovely.
My musk is delicious.
So it protects me from the sun, but it still smells like my armpit.
Not necessarily your armpit.
I'm
There's
starting to lean
a
towards the ham.
Oh man. I guess Eric couldn't hear us before.
Oh,
That's
that
on him.
sucks.
He was
Oh,
muted.
well.
Yeah,
Stream
true.
was
That is
fine.
on him.
Yeah.
We were
Nobody
all
said-
awesome.
Nobody said anything bad about you.
Don't rewind.
Do hummingbirds hum because they can't remember the words?
Oh.
Oh God,
Yes.
no.
Maybe.
Because the proper word for that is colibri, and that doesn't have the word hum in it. Mm.
I say no.
And on that note, I would like to say thank you to Bill, to Spooky, to Gia,
No,
to Dragon
Gia.
Raw, and to Softcore. Thank you for coming. And thank you for everyone in the chat for coming. I'm now going to dump a link to MathPig stream, which is starting in 21 minutes. And I expect you to all to be there to annoy Eric.
Okay, thanks for popping my YouTube cherry.
Thank you for coming up. I will see you all
Thank
soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Next chat.
Go on.
Bye.
Bye.